G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. Alright, well we are back with another video again, and so I guess this video is for subscribers only, and I just want to say that I am doing a war story, but before I say that, I do not condone the use of any criminal activity at all. As a matter of fact, I also would not condone any of that and try and tell you to do otherwise, but you guys want to hear about things that happen in my crazy life, so I tell them stories. So I'm not gloating here or nothing, but anyway, today's story I'm going to tell you is about the time when me and one of my friends were at Port Phillip Prison, and we were in one of the brand new units there, and we gained one of the biggest upper hands that I've ever had. It was just awesome. So anyway, one of my mates was working down at the factory and managed to get, so like when timber and stuff comes packed, they put that metal packing strap around the timber, right? So my mate was managed to get like this much of it, so like just longer than a 30-centimeter ruler, right? So we halved that, and we then had half of that each, and we sharpened it right up. And as a matter of fact, you didn't even need a sharp, because just snapping the corners made them so sharp. And we used to always test our box cutters and stuff on our, because at Port Phillip you have a shower curtain, and most prisons actually, and so test it on the shower curtain, and so yeah, we had them, and it was a really good thing to have, and like I would prefer probably to have a box cutter than a shank, because like you're not really setting out to unalive somebody, the big M word. We're not setting out to do that. When we do, we're just setting out to do maximum damage. And so therefore, I always usually try and always be carrying some kind of box cutter. Don't get me wrong, there was times when I was carrying shanks and stuff like that. But yeah, box cutter is my go-to thing. And so anyway, yeah, me and one of my mates, we'd had these things for ages. And then one day, so when you walk into the new unit, there was like two doors, right? And so one of these doors was like some kind of a screws office, and then the other door said control room on it, right? And then my mate, who was in for dishonesty related crimes like stealing and that, was what he was in for. And yeah, we were just standing there one day talking, and don't get me wrong, there was cameras so right in the unit that faced out, right? So the new units, when they were built, had cameras in them, and the rest of the units at Port Phillip still didn't get cameras until 2018. But anyway, the camera was facing right where we were doing it, and he was like, "Oh, I wonder if I can jiggle this lock with these things." And if you guys know, if you've ever done any kind of crime, having a thick strong bit of steel like that is good for breaking into things, even cars actually. And so anyway, he started jiggling the lock, and then boom, next thing you know, the door opened. I was like, oh my God, bang, let's go, get in there. And so bang, we're in there. Lock the door behind us, and you wouldn't believe it. So this room was like the actual control room for these two brand new units. So you could control, because they have 3-minute showers there, and so it's all electric, all the new units there, and so we could literally turn anyone's water off that we wanted to. Yeah, that was fun doing that for a little bit. But so right up the top of this room, they're called cable trays, right? So, and they hang from the roof by what's called all thread or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's called all thread. They're like metal rods that have actually got a thread on them, so you can thread stuff on them. And so they would screw them into the roof with some kind of a screwy thing, I don't know, and then they would join them onto the cable tray. But anyway, there was heaps of these things, you know what I mean? In reality, this thing only needed 4 or 5, and it literally had 12. It had them every 30 centimeters holding the cables up, right? And these are solid things, and they were as thick as your middle finger, and they were that long. And so, yeah, we were manufacturing some pretty deadly accessories out of those. And yeah, it was just a good upper hand to have. But the best thing about it is that, like, we would hide stuff in there, and there was bits in there that you could see that never gets open or anything like that. Had like all like dead spiders and dust like webs and everything like that, and you could just tell that like these little bits didn't get looked in and stuff like that. So we would just hide all our drugs and shanks and anything that was illegal in that spot. And it was a good upper hand to have because we never had anything illegal in our cell. And we could literally just walk out our unit and go jiggle, 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 bang, get in that door, close it behind us quickly. And yeah, I'll turn this down one moment. And, you know, we could just get in there quickly and, yeah, do our thing. But it was literally a really good upper hand to have because, like, they do ramps. They call it ramps, right? Which is a raid where all the screws come to your unit and they rip your cell apart one by one. And they're looking for things that shouldn't be in your cell, right? So on these certain ones, so I've been through ramps where they literally were going around taking everybody's shoes that weren't on their list, right? So you get a list of everything that you've got in prison, and yeah. So I'm just going to turn this volume down here because otherwise it will just keep ringing. So give me a moment. I've lost where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, they come around and they ramp your cell, and like it's very unexpected. Like, but if you're pretty well respected and like big names in prison always know when they're about to get searched or whatever, you know. And yeah, so they usually tell us guys. But in saying that, you know, having that spot where you could put things and know that you weren't going to get in trouble was like the best thing ever. And yeah, so, but we also, so a very wise person told me long ago that you never ever sell anyone a firearm because that will be the firearm that comes back and shoots you, you know. And, you know, I kind of just adapted that same philosophy, if you will, to shanks. And so I would never, ever give anyone a shank that wasn't a part of my crew. As far as I'm concerned, that's just asking for them to come back at you, you know what I mean? And the truth is, you want everybody else to be like completely off guard by everything that's going on, you know, and not to have weapons and stuff like that. So you can have the upper hand, you know what I mean? So I never ever got rid of any of them and would just keep them because, like, you know, sometimes you have to have them on you and you have to stash them somewhere quick and you can't put it back in the hiding spot and they get found, you know. But we had like literally like, I think we had about 10 of them, maybe more. And yeah, they were literally like this long and they were deadly. And yeah, like, and this is like going to bring me to the end of my video, and this is exactly why you don't want to go to prison, because as much as you think that if something goes wrong that them screws are going to save you, they are absolutely not. And there are people right now that are in the cemeteries because they thought the same thing, and unfortunately they were very, very wrong, you know. And I don't promote this lifestyle. I don't agree with it, and I understand why people do it though. Don't get me wrong, but like I just don't want people to think that I'm giving the wrong impression on my videos, and I really, really want people to, you know, take note of that. That how many shanks just me and my mate had between us. We had over 10, and they were literally over 30 centimeters long and as thick as your finger. They're called bone crushers. They will break your bone. Like I'm telling you now, you do not want to go to prison. All this lifestyle is fake, guys. Let me tell you, it's fake. And then you go to prison and you've got to put on all this bravado and risk doing more time for what? For what? Some bullshit prison reputation that means nothing, because all these heroes in prison that are fucking heroes, it's not like it used to be. They get outside and within 30 days they're like as 30 kilos wringing wet from swinging off the crap pipe or injecting the ice. You know, it's not like it used to be. You know, you see all these like big staunch crims and that when they come in, and they're all like cracked out to the max, and it's just embarrassing for the people that actually like gave a shit about that whole stuff, you know, and that's another reason why you don't want to do it. There's just no honor amongst thieves anymore, and it's just all shit. Take it from somebody who's spent most of their adult life in prison, and you don't want to be doing that, because that's the only place you're going to be ending up. And the only other place you're going to end up is some kind of box anyway, and that's a coffin. And you know, that's the reality of the situation. So yeah, you don't want to be doing crime. It's a load of shit. Go out, get a job, you know, earn the stuff that you're getting. Like, don't go out and steal it off somebody else who's earned it. You know, it's just not a life. All right, guys. Well, I am out, and don't forget, this is a subscriber member only video, and there will be plenty more of these to come. Chaos Chronicles.
I am also the guy who decides if you and your friends walk out of here or not.